I have received a transmission from Roseway, from a Dr. Shaw. Welcome back, Captain. I have received a transmission.
What? Oh, is this on? Oh, it's on right now. Oh, blast. Hello? I'll keep this short lest I get caught. Please return to Roseway as soon as you can. I have an item of great value that you'll be interested in. Now, how does this blasted thing...
The transmission is... See you soon. Captain, I hope you made the right decision by siding with MSI.
Hey, Mannequin Slayer. Glad you made it in one piece. After all, not meet my corporate compliance crew. Then check out our weapons locker inside. I reckon you'll find... Then we call it even between us. We were hired to do so, why else? Our client's a bit unorthodox, sure. He calls himself the broker. And our current gig's to stop, by means of lethal force, any creatures exiting the cavern. Wow, that was a bit presumptuous, don't you think? We were still debating as to... We have an image to uphold. Our services are deserved. We'll just say you were a subcontractor, yes. The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient, not to mention stable structure history has ever shown us. Plus, corporations got certain rights. I lead the C3s. Addy covers our payroll and expenditures. Our system works. We've racked up more confirmed kills than any other crew you can...
Can't imagine the competition.
The best is the best, lady. That's up.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass. I don't know how you did it, but Hiram... According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl sulfoxide. It's almost as if he's hoarding the colony's remaining supply. Typical elitist. Hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive the Hope's colonists and put some So, good news. You're going to Byzantium and... Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board's agents. We'll have to resort to subterfuge. Carmen Imagawa. She's my contact in Byzantium. Meet her at the docks. She'll have all the necessary intelligence you require. I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land in the Golden City. Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbling vessel with a warning label. I'll take as much as you can find. You can trust her if that's what you're asking. Imagawa is the finest special agent in Byzantium that money can buy. My money, anyway.
Can we talk? I bet you'll like Rebecca. What's up? So, we're just gonna march straight into Byzantium and acquire some rare chemicals right under the board's nose? I sure hope you negotiated for a raise with this Phineas guy. Ever notice how this job gets bigger and more dangerous every time he calls in? He's asking a lot, Captain. Makes me wonder what your angle is. I knew a doctor like him once. He had a patient complaining of ankle pain, so he amputated the man's Wasn't even the right one. Point is, good intentions don't count for shit. And nothing's more dangerous than a crusader with a cause. Besides, none of this is your mess, so why go dirtying your hands with it? Guess I hadn't looked at it that way. Still, Phineas isn't your only option. The board's put a bounty on his head, and they've got more than enough bits to pay it. I've got no love for the corporations, but they know how to take care of their people. The ones at the top, anyway. Don't think of it as being a lackey. Think of it as doing a job and getting paid really... I know you want to save the day, but don't forget to look after yourself. No one else out here's... Don't mention it, just speaking from experience. Anything else? I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail. It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand, usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky. I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make you... Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That about covers it. Aw, come on. That stuff's boring. Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep... Sure do. Some of it was even... There's a lot of business that goes through the groundbreaker. Some of it's board-authorized freight haul. I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know... Glad to hear it. It's worked for me this... No complaints.
I understand we have decided to continue. We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
I need a word. Since we're in Byzantium, there's some... I haven't actually talked to my folks in a while. Shocking, right? Anyway, it's probably about time I paid them a visit. Given the dangerous life I lead, they've got to... Which brings us to where we are today. Several messages and a few years late. See, I'm originally from Byzantium, born... Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, I was thinking you'd... Great. And when we get there, draw out your If you've got an outfit you haven't washed in a while, maybe one with some bloodstains, wear that one. You're the boss. Anything else?
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone. Shh. No names, okay? The Phoenix is a wanted man and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded. Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home, and his guards never leave him. Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between shifts.
That place is still open? I used to study there during medical school.
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while nobody's looking. Just remember, you didn't hear it from...
all of the benefits of smoking a real pipe, none of the messy cleanup.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous? Kid, you got presence. Natural mag... Tell you what, you're gonna like... Listen, you got an 8? Hey, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take good care of you. Listen, you got a real special quality, raw energy. I see you in pictures, kid. I'm making a feature, Space Pirates of Moros Prime. It's gonna be a hit. But we still need a star. And I think you got the chops.
Not so fast.
Let's just see where this audition goes. So what do you say? You... Terrific. We're holding auditions at the studio. Head to Odeon Pictures and take the elevator. You're going all the way to the...
Anti-Cleo's antibiotic.
So much wasted money here. Decadence ain't gonna save you when the beasts get through the walls.
I once treated a lady who got her hand caught in the gears. Idiot was more worried about her rings than her fingers.
Spacer's choice.
Hey, stand back, you. Yep, you're looking at the minister's newest person. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just getting hyped. He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most important guard in the colony. Yeah. That means I got a key to the minister's estate, my own personal UDL-issued shotgun. Yep, I've nearly made it to the top, my friend. I'm just too... That's a great idea! I'll have a Spectrum vodka. Here's to me. Hey, you're really great. Have I told you that? We should be friends. Wow, listen to me. I'm soaked. I should probably slow down before I'm... Who am I kidding? I could have enough. It's not every day you get your dream job, right? Wow, you've got like this crazy energy. Has anyone ever told you that? You're like a manosaur. You got a manosaur energy. Oh, Laws, I gotta stop. I'm seeing at least...
Only 2? You got a ways.
Have you always been here? I really shouldn't. I'll have the worst hangover tomorrow if I...
Nonsense. You've got another in you. Doctor's orders.
Guess I can't argue with that. Yeah. Was that one supposed to taste? I don't feel so good. I just need to sit down.
I bet we could have rebuilt Stellar Bay.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company. This ultimatum brought to you by That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Minister Clark's a private man, and you're asking...
my legally allotted break. Really, I'm supposed to be here.
Well, you're getting an early start on the day's parcels, aren't you? Welcome to Halcyon Parcel Service. Deliveries guaranteed. Halcyon That's just a little parcel joke. Nope, just parcels. We don't deal in packages. It's very technical. We can ship all the parcels. We do, in fact, have a parcel here for a Mr. You're not an official member of the Halcyon Parcel Service team. That means you'll... Oh, I'd have to submit a request for a release form, and... Couldn't say. We've got a backlog, and I'm planning on retiring in the next 35 years, but I could give my successor a memo on your behalf. You're welcome to lodge a complaint in our suggestion box. Actually, no. We're still waiting on our delivery of a new suggestion box. You do that? Wow. Hey, you know, a positive review from the minister would go a long way in my semi-monthly employ. Here's your parcel to be delivered to Mr. Clark, Minister. Law speed.
You grew up in Byzantium, right? Don't rub it in. Oh, don't get all prickly. I just haven't met someone who left the high life on purpose.
I'm from there, but I'm not really from there, if you follow.
You must be joking. Oh, you are getting through it now.
They're in my sight.
Show 'em how it's on me, folks.
Something's not right.
Incoming! That's the last of them.
did you get in here? You just slaughtered those guards, and for what? To speak with me?
So this is one of the guys who...
If this is about another aether wave clip or radio spot, you may kindly... Drugs, of course. What else would it be? I don't have any drugs. You should...
I don't know if our chemicals are here, but this guy is definitely not.
Will that be... Oh dear, I don't think I can say this any more slowly. Unless... Of course! It's Rockwell again, who else? And I thought he was only holding me here. Chairman Rockwell. He's kept me under house arrest for years. I've long suspected him of transacting business in my name.
Yeah, sure. It's always someone else who ordered the hookers and energizing ointment.
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here... Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
This colony's problems have always seemed to trickle down from the top. If we're set on fixing Halcyon, that's as good a place as any to start.
Exactly. And fix it we must.
We really gonna do this? Getting involved is a messy business, and...
This is about more than bits. This is about the Why, this is starting to sound like an issue. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government... But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just... There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth, but they need to know what's happened. What isn't on it is... I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages. Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll...
You're awful trusting for a guy who's been locked in his own house for years.
The Earth Directorate is our best hope. Even Rockwell's resources are no match. Perhaps. And now I entrust it to you. Good luck, and trust no one in the Acropolis.
It ain't stealing if no one sees.
You! Stop that! What do you think you're... Well then, carry on.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety?
The Acropolis District is off limits.
You could have asked me, you know.
What in the law's name are you on about? Honest mistake. Why don't you come back? Yeah, and I'd really like a new Hammersmith grenade launcher. Hammersmith. the most trusted brand in brutality. But we can't all have what we want. And seeing as you don't seem the executive sort, you obviously don't belong in the... Hey, were you awarded most persons profiled 6 non-consecutive months in a row? I didn't think so. Anyway, I've worked here long enough to know every clerk by name and face. And since I don't know... You're new to the ministry? You one of those lab coats they promoted from a company town? That was yours? Wow. You earned that promotion, all right. So you start tomorrow, huh? You know, they should have set you up with an ID 6 to 8 weeks ago. But then you had to wait 6 to 8 weeks for the complaint forms to arrive, right? I've been there. Yeah, all right. You're good to go.
I never could have handled the desk job.
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals.
State your business. Please step away. This entry is for high priority HHC business. Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry through. Now, let's see. I was going to suggest that myself. Look, you don't have time to wait on new forms, and I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC business. So I'm going to save us both some trouble and wait. Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs, and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience. So try anything funny, and they'll paint the walls with...
Apologies for the wait. I was arranging my... How may I be of assistance? Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the adjutant's... Ah. Oh, you were being serious. Will there be anything else? Personal... The art of arranging... Will there be any...
Just goes to show you never really see your hometown till you travel with a visitor.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, And that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors. What? Oh dear. Thank you for reminding me.
It's okay.
I don't care if you're a brain surgeon. If you...
Worth a try. You'd be...
Like I said, I don't know how you got that, but I still don't know you. And I... Huh? What was that? What? I better take a look. Huh? What was that?
They got the drop on us.
latest I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157, that batch failed spectacularly. What was that?
You are in for it. Nailed him, Captain!
For all auditions, please use the elevator on the left.
My cousin's in pictures. That business needs piracy, civil.
Great! You made it! Listen, I know you're No, don't question yourself. Just feel the scene and we gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And 'cause See, in there, find your mark, and show us what you...
What are you doing? Go to your mark. Well, here to stop us at last. All of this settlement CNP Hungry Time food pills, same nutritional value, but with their patented stomach stuffing effects and baseline vitamin content. They are? What an unexpected twist! You may have fooled me.
Can I shoot someone? Wait, are we the good guys or the bad guys? Doesn't matter. I want to shoot.
Do you remember the last time we faced each other? The Battle of Axajak, staring one another down. Hey, I didn't write this. Just go with it. I had you surrounded and outgunned. But you overcame my superior numbers with tactical thinking and a hammersmith. I've been waiting for 5 years now, and at last my day. Yes.
This what passes for entertainment around here? They ought to try tossing back a Spectrum Red and go.
Hey, no one told me we were giving critics an early look. I gotta focus. I have this whole port wired with sub-micro energon trend. Once we're away, I'll activate the gamma particulate field and the... And I spent 3 hours. I hope you've paid your burial. To the break room, everyone.
Cut! That was interesting, kid. Real novel take. Let's take 5.
There's my star. Walk and talk with me.
Hey, listen, I appreciate what you tried there. Here, take this for making the trip down here. Don't call up.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch.
All right. How does this sound?
Flakes and purple berry flavored
I'm sorry.
powder nuggets.
I didn't mean to
now
walk
with
into you
12%
like that.
more crunch.
If you do, you have a message from Adjutant, so
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do, and my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. There's exactly one vessel in all of Byzantium that looks like it dropped out of an... Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And you're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from... You are making this...
Adjutant Akonde's call has been... We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can see this colony's slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have. Time and chemicals. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all stop. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish? You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly... We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be spending the rest of our... Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space. Just short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the... Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever... The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get... Merciful gibbering law! You're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me. But but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire...
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intra-system microjumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but this sounds crazy, even to me.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy. Isn't it wonderful? You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we... Certainly. Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the Rings of Terror, the board might notice, possibly, depending on the position. It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they... Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain. Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering.
Hungry? No rubbernecking.
The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
You weren't followed, were you? Sure is. One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but we arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you. Now, get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you... One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes on the back of your... You'll do fine.
Good enough for me. Sublife's always got plenty of work. Good gig if you don't mind where the bits come from.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
You won't get any mercy from me.
They won't try that again.
Here we go. Don't mess with us. Nice hit. Want to try me?
Everyone all right?
They're on.
Here they come.
Mess with us.
Down they go. I have your back, Captain. Ship out there? Looks fairly well banged up.
They got the drop on us. Show him how it's done!
Stay away!
They can't keep us out.
Heard something. Here they
This'll be
come.
quick.
Don't mess with
Down
us.
they go.
What's that? Right, you!
Make him regret it.
I'll keep quiet.
What do you want? Oh, hey, Vicar Max. What are you doing on Monarch? I thought scientists...
Haven't you heard? Everyone's welcome here. It's a fucking worker's paradise. Never worked a day in your miserable life. You're just a parasite, living off my goodwill. Well, guess what? My goodwill's This is the guy who told me about the book while we were in prison. I lied about finding a scholar. But I don't care about any of that anymore. I just want to win.
Wait! I know who can translate the book for you.
It's too late for that. I threw away my life chasing fairy tales. Will punishing you fix any of that? Of course not. But... Forget it. This wretch will say anything to save his...
Wait, stop! Please, just listen. It was stolen from some sort of expert on philosophism. Weird hermit lady on Scylla. My father used to deliver supplies to the mining outpost.
I don't think so.
What? Don't mess with us.
Nice one!
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Marilyn, is that you?
Loss. We certainly. And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're. Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while. I don't know what to say. He's usually not like this. Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering.
No.
The last few years have been a bloody haze, right? Are you trying to make me look bad?
Marilyn, this really isn't the best.
I mean, we had other business in Byzantium, so it's not like we... But you can't just kick us. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your... He's right. Since when can you afford...
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand.
We thought you were dead. I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was...
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather...
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm...
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities.
Damn right, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
What do you think you're...
Let's talk outside. Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would play out differently. They'd both be... Mother would drop her mock apple cider and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses. I know. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. I'd love to know how you describe getting kneecapped. But I want to talk about me now. know how to cheer a girl up. I would have fixed a drink if I knew we were in for one of the... Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful... Wait a second. What if I could... Let's look at this as an advance. Besides, if anyone deserves to profit off my debt, I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get... My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a... If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of... Some...
Something's not right.
We've got a fight on our hands.
That's the last of him. I guess we're going to Fallbrook.